everyone. How are you all? I'm doing good and I hope you're all doing good. Today I come back with one more beautiful story. This time the story is in English. Story reading. English story reading. Trying to know about some cultures and tradition, some folk stories of other countries, foreign land, gives us immense pleasure. And today's story is about an important aspect of our nature and universe is moon. Moon is a fascinating thing for me. How about you? Do you like moon? When you look at the sky, do you admire that moon? Have you ever thought how nice one day if I can go there and see how beautiful the moon is? We all have such kind of imaginative thoughts and also enthusiastic feel to travel to moon. Our today's story is a Caribbean folk story. Caribbean islands, beautiful islands in the Gulf of Mexico, North America, Central America, South America, surrounding by. You can imagine what kind of folk stories come from that beautiful region of the planet Earth. The title of the story is The King Who Wanted to Touch the Moon. The King Who Wanted to Touch the Moon. Let us see what is the story about. Is he succeeded in touching that moon? Many times we also look at the full moon day, even the crescent. We look at how nice if I can go touch there, play on the moon. We have many stories in childhood, right? About moon, your mother says, your father says. Silvery, beautiful, shining moon. So let us see whether this king is able to touch the moon or not. I'll start reading the story because reading story gives us immense pleasure. And I want all the St. John's community, students, parents, learn and spend little time, 5 minutes reading a story. So today's story is The King Who Wanted to Touch the Moon, a Caribbean folk story. Long ago there lived a proud and foolish king. Proud and foolish king. He wanted to become the best king in the world. We all like to be best in our, if we are teachers, best teachers. If you are a student leader, best student leader. If you are the school captain, best school captain. If you are a sports captain, best. So how will you be best? Let us see whether this king, but he is a foolish king and is a proud king. Pacing up and down his room one night, he looked out of his window and saw the moon. He decided that he would become the first man to touch the moon. So his thought is, I should be a best king in the whole world. People should talk about me. So what should I do? Then when he is walking up and down, he looked through the window and he saw moon. And he thought, I'll be the first king to touch the moon. He summoned is ordered, the royal carpenter who works with wood, and said, I want you to build a really tall tower. It must reach up into the sky. I want to touch the moon. When king ordered, will anyone say no? So he ordered the royal carpenter make a nice tall tower, wooden tower, so that I can go there, touch the moon. The sleepy carpenter rubbed his eyes and answered, if we stack up every wooden box we have, we will be able to build a tall and sturdy tower. So middle of the night, anyone, if king calls, even in the middle of the night, even storm or anything, you must run to the king's court. Royal carpenter also came. Sleepily he rubbed his eyes and what is this? Should I make a big tall tower for him so that he can go there and touch the moon? Then only thing he said, because no one can say anything against king. He said, Sir, king, if we stack up all the wooden boxes, whatever the wooden boxes available, and it becomes sturdy, strong, so that you can go there and touch the moon. Hearing this, the king ordered his soldiers to bring every wooden box they could find. People emptied their boxes on the floor and handed them over. Immediately, king ordered, everything happens in seconds. He said, ordered soldiers, go, bring all the wooden boxes of my country. From every people. Then everyone said, oh, king ordered wooden boxes. Maybe he will fill some gold ornaments. He will give some coins. Maybe he will give us back. Everyone emptied, threw everything on the floor. Take my wooden box. Take my wooden box. Everyone gave to the soldiers. When the soldiers arrived with the boxes, the royal carpenter ordered, pile the boxes up, one on top of another, then I will nail them in the place. When all the soldiers bought the wooden boxes from every part of the country, every corner of the country, then the royal carpenter stacked them one on the top, and he wanted to nail them. He wanted so that they won't move. So he said, stack them nicely in the place, then I will nail them and I'll make it a sturdy, strong tower. That's not high enough, the king complained as he saw the growing pile. We need more boxes. Chop down every tree in the kingdom and make as many big boxes as you can. When king came and saw, he's excited. Oh, the tower is being built. So I'm going to climb that. Then he looked at and he said, this is not sufficient. Maybe we need more wooden boxes. Go, chop every tree in the kingdom. Get those wood. Make them into the wooden boxes, pile them on one above the other so that it becomes so tall, the tower, so that I can reach and touch the moon. The workmen banged and hammered and did not stop until every tree in the kingdom had been turned into boxes. The boxes were placed one on top of another and the tower grew taller. All the workmen went, soldiers working, royal carpenter is working, team is working, people are involved in it. Now workmen went, chopped all the trees, made all the trees into various boxes and piled them one on top of another. And the tower looked so tall, so tall. Maybe it exceeded Burj Khalifa. Burj Khalifa is the tallest tower in the whole of the world. And it might have exceeded this because it's so tall. The tower grew so high that people on the ground could not see the top. The king declared, I will climb the tower tonight and touch the moon. Then everyone came, oh, such a tall tower. King came and saw, they couldn't see the top of the tower. It's so high, so tall. Then king is so excited. I know what it is on top of it. Then he said, tonight I'm going to climb the tower. The people watched in wonder as the king climbed higher and higher. He huffed and puffed until at last he reached the top of the tower. Is it easy to climb the towers? After 10 steps, after 100 steps, we get heavy breathing. We huff and puff because we have that shortness of breath. Lungs cannot support us. Unless you have strong lungs, you can't climb tall mountains, tall towers. So people came, they are watching, and he climbed and climbed. He huffed and puffed. It's so tall. The tower is so tall, and all the people were wondering. You can look at this picture, a beautiful picture of the boxes and then tower made with boxes, and king is climbing. Then the king stood on the topmost box and stretched his hand to touch the moon, but he could not quite get there. He ordered the royal carpenter to send up just one more box. He went to top and he stretched his hand. When he stretched his hand, he could not touch the moon. Then immediately he ordered royal carpenter, what is this? One more box, maybe I will be able to touch the moon. But there are no more boxes, your majesty. The carpenter shouted, screamed, your majesty, we don't have any more boxes. The foolish king had another idea. Pull out the one at the bottom and send it up quickly. It is cold up here, he thundered. Though he's screaming, it's so cold, because as you go higher, it becomes cooler. You will find even 1 degree, 2 degree there. When we fly 35,000 feet above sea level, our temperature is also 1 degree, sometimes -1. It will be cool over there. So it's so much of cool, and then he's huffing and puffing because he walked so much there. He said, pull one box from down and send it up fast. I'm not able to bear this cool, chill weather over here. The carpenter knew it was not a good idea. Carpenter knew very much if he pull one box, what happens? The tower may collapse. That's why he thought it is not a good idea, but he could not say no to the king. He tugged at the box at the bottom with all his strength. First there was a creak, then a crack, then with a mighty rumble, the tower came down in a heap. Carpenter knew if he pull one, the whole tower collapsed. But he can't say no. He could not say no to king. What did he do? Slowly he pulled. There was a crack sound. There was a crack and creak sound. Then a big rumble, mighty rumble of all the boxes collapsed down as a heap. When the dust settled, the king got up and looked at the boxes scattered everywhere. You can see the picture. The whole thing collapsed and the king is in the middle. Okay? And then the king looked and he just looked everywhere. All the people are watching. Everything is scattered everywhere. He wished to touch the moon, had not come to. His wish of touching the moon has not come true. He had made his soldiers and people work hard, and now they could all see his foolishness. Carpenter, soldiers, work people, workmen, kings, kingdom, all the people of the kingdom all worked for this big task. So that a world record, maybe a Guinness record. But it all vain, collapsed. He was in the middle of that whole heap of the boxes. Slightly, calmly, silently he walked. After some days, the king began his royal duties again. It took some days for him to understand what exactly happened. Then he started his royal duties. He had learnt a lesson. He had realized that looking after his people was the only way to become the best king. Then he realized, I am a king. It's not that I should make my people work and suffer and cut all the trees of my kingdom so that our oxygen levels are low because of deforestation, no rains in time, and people suffer with hunger. There won't be agriculture produce, so many things. He thought this 1 week. And he felt sorry. And he thought, to be the best king, as a king, my responsibility is to look after the people of my kingdom. Not building the tall towers and trying to reach the moon. Moral is, whatever the responsibility is given to us, we need to work sincerely, honestly for that. Being a teacher, my responsibility is to teach, educate, send them with knowledge. Not doing some great task like this where we collapse and we lose our responsibility. I want all the students and parents and teachers, think of this. Don't be foolish in achieving things. Yes, we can take things achieved, but we can't become best king by touching the moon. We can become the best king only when we look after the people of the kingdom. King's responsibility is to look after the kingdom. That means take care of the people. Think of this wonderful story. Be inspired. Be blessed. Have a nice day.